The classic Thursday morning review.
Welcome back to the Thursday Morning Review on the Triple HA Network. I'm your host, Student. Let's get into it. We open today's show with an announcement. Pupil is missing. If you know where he is or if you know anything about his appearance, please contact the show. This week's sponsor is Admin's Pest Control. Is your life overrun with cats? Are they pesky, obnoxious, and downright disrespectful? It may be time to call in the experts at APC to mitigate cat damage. 60% of the time, they are successful every time. A stretching experience. Last week, Triple HA staff and students set aside their differences to put on Stretch Conference, the largest ever conference of its kind. Despite dire predictions and conspiracy theories of destruction and death, Stretch was a smashing success. With that being said, of course there were a few hiccups and even a couple of those weird hiccup-burp combinations along the way. On the first morning of Stretch, one of the speakers called in sick, so our brave, dashing, and intellectually average hero saved the day. Student filled the 45-minute slot by expounding on the subtle beauty of bluegrass music and on the injustice of social constructs like breakfast food. At some point during the conference, Big Cat Guy lost his wallet and it was presumed to have been thrown away. All staff and students pitched in to help. Well, more like hopped in, to the dumpster. They spent 4 hours looking for the prodigal wallet, but they found only candy wrappers, abandoned Stretch schedules, and one of Professor Compassion's books. If you find his wallet, please keep it. You probably need it more than he does. According to our reports, Stretch attendees consumed over 600 gallons of coffee. That's more than 600 hot vanilla lattes. Wow, incredible. Due to lack of lodging in Cowpie County, some attending high schools were forced to sleep at the church where Stretch was held. High school students discovered that balconies were especially comfortable for sleeping. During cleanup, Stretch workers split into groups of 46, which meant there were only 1 2/3 groups, but the strategy proved to be effective. As they say, 2's a company, 3's a crowd, and 46 is downright efficient. At the post-cleanup applesauce and pretzel and water party, Hermeneutic and Oot got into a spat over a spoon. Offended that Oot rejected the filthy spoon he offered her, Herman lobbed the spoon at Oot as hard as he could, which was not that hard. Fellow students and staff mistook the flying spoon for the ceremonial first toss that usually harbinges a food fight. In a matter of seconds, applesauce, pretzels, and water were being hurled across the room by everyone present. The food fight only ended when Professor Chestertonson gave an impassioned speech about the lost art of non-resistance and proclaimed that love wins! Somehow, Triple HA's shipment of complimentary coffee mugs for all Stretch staff got lost in the mail, so everyone received one little thingy of cinnamon-flavored dental floss instead. For your own thingy of floss or other Stretch merch, visit the website darting around on the screen. Our very own reporter, Lerner, attended the Stretch conference and he worked hard to report on pertinent issues at the conference. Here's Lerner. All right, I'm out here with Big Cat Guy, and I just have a few questions for you. So my first question is, how much have you been stretched today?
Very far. So I've taken lots of stretches today.
Great answer, great. So on a scale of 1 to stretch, how stretchy was today?
At least 3 stretches.
3 stretches, that's a lot. How far were you stretched today?
Oh, I would stretch very far. Thinking metaphorically here, liquids. I'm very viscous now.
You don't have to make up words, but okay. On a scale of 1 to stretchy, how stretchy was today?
10 out of 11.
Not the scale I asked for, but okay.
Very stretched. Is that good?
Very stretched, that's great. Could you put that in a scale of 1 to stretched?
12 stretched.
12, that's close to a number we had before.
12 stretched squared.
That's even bigger. Nice. I'm here with Brainiac at the Stretch Conference, and first of all, Brainiac, how does it feel that your name is the same thing as the Beantown Bigger Brains Academy mascot?
Really bad. Should have trademarked it when I had a chance.
Big
mistake.
Big mistake. Okay.
Definitely, I've got the papers in for a change, so.
We'll see who gets there first. Now, how much have you been stretched today?
Really stretched.
Really stretched. Could you put that in a scale of 1 to stretched?
Well, imagine a spring and you stretch it out until it becomes a wire. About that.
He's a wire. Are you wearing a wire?
Am I?
I would say pretty stretched. I would say, up to 2 feet probably.
2 feet. Could you put that on a scale of 1 to stretched?
6.
6. That's a new one. And what was the least stretching thing you did today?
Probably sleeping.
Sleeping. You slept today.
Yeah, all prior to 1 a.m., of course.
Prior to 1 a.m. Nice. What was the least stretchy thing about your day?
Eating breakfast, honestly. I ate.
Nice. Wow.
Wasn't stretched at all.
That's great.
Ate lunch.
Ooh, I'm sensing a theme here.
Well, stretchiness is hard to quantify. And in an attempt to quantify stretchiness here in answering the question, I actually don't know. I think the least stretchy thing I did was ushering, to be honest.
Wow. Ushering. That's a new answer.
The least stretchy thing I did today was talk to my family.
Talk to your family.
They were here. It was awesome.
Awesome.
was-
Hermeneutics family. The Udics.
Udix?
Udics. The Udic family.
The Udic family.
Herman Udic.
Herman Udic.
And just one more quick one off the top of your head before you go. Why does something exist instead of nothing?
Because of God.
Oh, because of God. Wow. Thank you, sir. Herman Udic. I would expect nothing less from Herman Udic.
Because it's there.
Wow, because it's there. Thank you, Rennie.
I think that's not orthodox. That's not going on the. I don't know, but I do want to tell you that I think the moon is made out of cheese, and the reason it dwindles at times is because I tell my kids this is a space mouse comes out and eats it, and it dwindles down to size, and then I haven't really formulated an opinion for why there's something there on the other end of that.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting stuff from Professor T.S. Herbertson.
I'm stretched.
Stretched.
For fun.
Excellent. Big cat guy, everyone. And then I just have one quick one before you go. Just a touch and go, quick off the top of the head. Why does something exist instead of nothing?
I think that's because of apples.
Apples. I like it. Steve Jobs would be proud. Why does something exist instead of nothing?
It's the Pilgrims. Always the Pilgrims.
Always the Pilgrims. There you have it. Thank you, troubled author. Wow. Interesting stuff. Thank you, learner. Can you see me in this one? Thank you, learner. Good. Oh. Thanks. Thank you. In other news, since breakfast attendance is at an all-time low, Admin launched the Adequate Attendance Rewards program for breakfast attenders. For each week they attend breakfast at least 7 times, AA members receive extra yard time. Students who don't miss breakfast for a month will be allowed 6 muffin melts instead of 5 at the next Muffin Melt Madness. This week's weather report and forecast: snow! Snow? Snow. And now, our weekly blessing upon your Ursa Major. May your cats be ever obedient, submissive, and entirely feline. Thanks for tuning in, and a special shout out to our excellent and very large live studio audience. For Thursday Morning Review, this is Stephen signing off. I'll see you next week.